Beyond! What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 152. I'm your host, Greg Miller, alongside role-playing Ryan Clements.
That's me. It's
How's
my
that
new
one?
name. I like it a lot.
All right, because that was the main one people suggested.
I'm amazed that multiple people suggested it without having talked to each other.
Now, of course, the concern is you said a while ago, you didn't want to be pigeonholed into the whole role-playing genre. You're fine with being role-playing Ryan Clements?
Yeah, because it's still a genre I identify with. It's just something, people should also know that I can also be FPS Ryan and Racing Ryan.
Ooh.
And
Super Stardust and Ryan.
Super Stardust. All right, here's what we need to start doing, and I know this will never happen.
Dual analog.
This requires some planning on our part, which we're never that great at.
Oh.
Well, no, it's because I always get emails, and I'm like, I want to use this one, and then I dump it in the Beyond folder, and I lose it, and I can't find it. I think somebody wanted to propose today, and I couldn't find that. I'm sorry, kid, if that was you. So we should try to theme it to what you've played that week. So whatever you're role-playing Ryan fits because you just reviewed Kingdom Hearts in between last shows, right?
Yes, it was. That's correct.
There you go. Because that went up on Friday. We'll talk about that soon.
Role-playing Ryan Clements.
Guides Guru Colin Moriarty.
What's up?
You're back.
Here. I'm back.
This is your first day back in the office. You came back just for Beyond.
Yeah, I did. I'm absolutely exhausted for some reason.
Where were you at?
Yeah, it is your first day back.
I was in Boston, and then I went to Maine for a friend's wedding in the middle of Maine. We just camped out in the woods and drank.
Before the show started, we enjoyed some stories from that.
Yeah.
I'd like you to tell some of them if you can here. As far as that, while you do that, I left my coffee upstairs. I told Colin, don't let anyone roofie this coffee, and then I just abandoned it. So I'm gonna run upstairs and get that.
Do it, man.
So
Go. All right. He's going.
Hey, Carl.
Yeah.
The fireside chats have begun again.
Oh, God. He shut the door.
Greg was actually running. So you were in for a friend's wedding.
Yeah, I was in his wedding party.
You were, so it was the groom that you knew?
Yeah, he's like one of my good friends from college.
Gotcha.
We were roommates.
Okay. Oh, you were roommates, too. Well, that's so nice.
Yeah, and actually all of the wedding party, except for his brother, who was his best man, were all roommates.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we were all a good group of friends.
That's awesome.
Lived with them at various times.
Is it sort of surreal to go to such a close friend's wedding then, when it's such an adult thing to do for people for people my age? I'm like 25. Mm-hmm. I still think of weddings as like that's an adult thing that.
For sure. I mean, he's like one of my first friends, like one of my really good friends that got married or whatever. So it was cool. He's been with this girl for 10 years though. I met them at the same time. So,
jeez.
The girl and
sounds like
Doug
they were ready.
Yeah, they were ready, and they like met in 10th grade or something like that, 11th grade. So I flew into Boston, saw some old friends, then we drove up to a little town in Maine, just south of Bangor, which is like right in the middle of nowhere. It was awesome, and we were there for a few days. It was a lot of fun, and we just drank and hung out, camped. Did all sorts of fun stuff.
And it was the day after the wedding that you guys actually just stayed in like the woods somewhere.
Yeah, it was like after the wedding we camped out and we just hung out.
I'm assuming the groom and the bride went off to do their own thing.
No, they camped out with us.
They camped out with everybody.
Yeah.
Their first night as a married couple.
There was like maybe 40 of us just in the woods.
Wow.
And like on the periphery of the woods or whatever. Because they have his parents basically have this huge parcel of land. And so it was like you could just go like walk into the backyard and then you just walk into the wilderness. Because even the next day we heard like hunters like shooting things in the back and stuff like that, and like hunters like walking and stuff. It was pretty cool. It was a good time.
And I believe what Greg really wanted to hear, and now that he's back, is the moments of that morning.
Oh yeah,
where you only got 3 hours of sleep.
We just drank so much and we were playing. We had a table. And we were playing Survivor Flip Cup, which was really fun. I never played that particular brand of Flip Cup. So we were up till like 5 in the morning, and then I woke up at like 8:30. First of all, it was freezing. I was like huddled in the fetal position because it was really cold in my tent or whatever. And then I woke up, and it was like bright, and I was like all blinded. I had my sweatshirt on. I was dying of the heat, and I just woke up and emerged, and I was like, like what time is it? Like I was like in my underwear, I think. And there's apparently a video of this.
If people can track down this video, let me know.
Of me like emerging from the tent. So
like emerging from a cocoon.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. There'll probably be some funny pictures and videos. But it was a really good time. It was good to see my friends. Although I will tell you this, it was really depressing. The best man, Doug's brother, gave a speech, and it was a really good speech. And he was saying how we should cherish this moment because it'll be the last time we're all together again.
Oh.
You know? And I thought about it, and I'm like, it's true. Like we were all my old college friends and I were all reunited.
Well, aren't you gonna? One of the other people get married.
Yeah, it will be. We were even talking about that. Like, I'm good friends with some of them, but I don't think I'm gonna be at their weddings.
Yeah,
you know? And they're not gonna be at my wedding whenever I get married or whatever. Some of them will be.
Yeah,
Doug will be at my wedding party and stuff, but. so it's just kind of sad. I was like, man, that's really bittersweet because I've known these guys for a long time. We won't all be together again. So I cherished those few days.
Oh, look
There
at
you go, man.
Yeah, they were very good.
That sounds like that was a good vacation, mini vacation.
Yeah, it was. I'm still brain dead, but it's good.
You'll be fine. Beyond does not require brain activity.
No, it's okay.
No, we've had those episodes. Sadly, people have sat through that. Like last one, wasn't it? No. Yeah, see, I've already. I know. We did a game scoop.
It's happening now.
Recently, we did one that was in the afternoon. It was last week's show.
Yeah, last week's wasn't
Wednesday
full of
afternoon.
vigor.
We were all like,
Yeah, Wednesday. It was the Wednesday episode.
gearing up. I had to go to PAX. I went to PAX, Ryan.
Yeah,
I
how was
hear
that?
you had a pretty
PAX
good time.
Was awesome. Now it's probably because this is the first industry show I've ever gone to and not had to do real work. Like, I didn't have to do any previews. I didn't have to generate anything. I was there to hang out with fans. I did a blog about it the whole time. I saw Infamous, stuff like that. Like little stuff, that I'd do little write-ups on. Nothing big. Mainly I was there for community outreach, and it was awesome. We've added one photo to the podcast wall here. I'm sure many more will come, but this is the one of everyone at the Top Pot meet and greet who wore the Beyond shirt.
Which is awesome.
Heads up, kudos
so
to you guys.
So they bought those shirts?
I give a 1 week notice to buy this shirt and wear it to PAX, and everybody does. They overnight this shirt. There's 4 behind me there, but there was I'd say 7 total. Probably I think they left beforehand.
Awesome.
If you haven't been to Top Pot Donuts, which I hadn't been before, it's a nice place. It's a 2-story joint. Not super big, but bigger than most places we have meet and greets at. We packed that thing. I would say at a time there was 300 to 350 people inside the place maybe.
Holy jeez.
And then outside the entire time there was a line. Like at the end, Rubenstein had to go outside and just say, "Hey kids, here's shirts. Sorry you couldn't get in." Because people, that's how dedicated it was. I was expecting it, but while we were setting up, because we had Split Second PSP was there, Kingdom Hearts, Valkyria Chronicles 2. They had all these producers and publishers upstairs showing off their stuff while everybody else just milled around and ate donuts. And while we were setting all that up, Sid from the PlayStation blog was like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how many we're gonna get. Maybe 50." I'm like, "Dude, no way. This is gonna be huge." And sure enough, because kids were showing up early. We closed at 7:30 when this thing started. I'd say 6:10. People were outside playing PSP. I'm like, this thing's going to be huge. You have no idea how big it is. And it was
when you
awesome.
Combine our forces.
Totally. Yeah.
PlayStation blog and IGN makes a great team.
You give away free games and shirts and donuts and Kevin Butler signed posters and everything else.
Really?
Yeah, they had those ones. I know. Man. Yeah. I had one at the very end. They had one they didn't give, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah," and I got it. And then I was talking to, had to be crazy, one of the workers at Top Pot, huge Beyond fan. So he was listening to the show and heard us that we were coming. He's like, "Oh, my God." So at the end, he had been serving us donuts all night long and, being able to chat when he could. And, he wanted the poster. I'm like, "Did you get one?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Here you go."
All right. There you go,
that
Greg.
was very nice.
There he is. Noble man right there.
Well, also, I was like, how am I going to get this home and not destroy it? I don't have a poster tube. It was you know what I mean? It's
you didn't travel with a poster tube?
No. I've never been that guy. Well, this is, you know what I mean? Even when I go to Comic-Con, I think about it, but I never did.
I never have either.
I also kind of want to hear about, because I saw the video on Facebook of you arm wrestling the guy that was actually an action figure.
Yes. If you haven't seen
and
this video.
I don't understand how that dude was not a video game player. It seems impossible.
It's all over my personal thing, but you can go to the IGN Facebook, and Bromley has an awesome video up there recapping me arm wrestling Doc. Doc is, if honestly, and this is how short-sighted I can be, if I was to see Doc on the street, I would imagine he has no idea who I am or what IGN is. Huge IGN fan. And this dude is jacked, but, you saw it. Insane. 12-pack, 13-pack.
It's scary.
And so he's standing outside in line to get in the meet and greet, and Ray from the PlayStation blog's out on the megaphone, ushering people in. Me and Jeff are on the inside giving away posters and signing autographs, taking photos. And this guy, Ray's like, "Greg, come on here." And I come on, and he's like, "This guy wants to arm wrestle you." And I go, "Okay." And so he comes in, he's like, "We got to do it shirtless." I'm like, "Okay." And mind you, this is a under 21, you can do, I was not boozed at all. I was just like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And sure enough, man, this kid takes off his shirt. You could see before he took his shirt off, takes off his shirt, man, and a body better than most pro wrestlers. And he has a whole bunch of bench pressing world records. That's how he's introducing himself to me. I was like, "Oh, cool."
I don't understand how a guy like that has time to play video games.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
He has time.
Yeah, we don't. I think the problem is we can't wrap our heads around working out that much. That's our problem.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Or working out at all.
Yeah, I'd come home and be tired. I would imagine you work out, but
yeah, I do. But man, I'll never.
Not like that.
I will
not
never
like
get to
exactly.
that point.
Not like this guy. Huge built, awesome fan, awesome kid. And so yeah,
he was a nice guy,
totally,
right?
Exactly.
Because
you know what I mean?
at first glance you're like, "Oh, this guy must be a jerk."
He was not a dick about it at all. That was my concern too. "I want to arm wrestle you." Okay, what's this gonna? He's like, "I'm such a fan of blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So the first time I gave it my all, and you'll see it in the video. I don't win. I'm like, and then I lose. And then as soon as he beat me that first time, they start going 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. I'm like, "All right, let me win this one, and then you can destroy me on the third." So he let me win the second one, and the people are like, "Oh!" Like, people are going crazy. And, like, I'm posing and doing my over-the-top impression. And then, the third one, I said, I'm going to give you no resistance. So he just slams my hand as hard as he can.
And the table
I flip the
flips
table.
over.
The
I
table.
flip the
That was
table.
very. Because I live with Scott Bromley. If the listeners don't know, and he was like, "Come look at this video, Greg, or whatever." That before he put it up, and I was like, "This video is absolutely amazing." I really enjoyed it.
I mean, it was so.
It looked
so
like
awesome.
I really wish I could have been there.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, we need to get a Beyond panel at one of these things. Listeners, where would be a good Beyond panel? That's the problem. I can't decide where we'd fit. You know what I mean? When we go to these things,
Let's go to TGS.
So far, there's been a game scoop, there's been a girl fight, and there's been a debriefings. You know what I mean? Like, those are general podcasts. They figure if you say we're only
I
doing
totally think we could get a Beyond panel.
could do a Beyond
pass.
panel. Yes.
the problem is we need a PlayStation conference. And PlayStation needs to get on PlayStation.
But why does it have to be a PlayStation conference? Like,
Because I think the problem is
PAX has PlayStation stuff.
we will fill that room out
yeah.
at PAX if we had a podcast.
bet
What if we
could.
went to PAX East, your old stomping grounds?
Down in Boston, we could do it.
Although I
didn't even have a
hear-
place to stay.
I hear from PAX expert Levi that although PAX East is nothing to scoff at for sure,
Oh, yeah.
the place to go is PAX Prime.
Yeah, it's huge. Like, I mean, I loved, as far as an ambiance and atmosphere, I think I liked PAX East maybe a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
Just because it was ground floor.
Gotcha.
This is the first time we're doing it. There's a very small show floor. There's only a couple rooms. PAX Prime is huge. Like, it's spread out all over Seattle now. Like, there's like the main hall wasn't even in the convention center. You had to go across over here to this and do this and blah. You know what I mean? Like, I never even went to it. I was like, I don't know what the hell that is. I'm not going to it. And so it was spread out, but it was huge. And that translated into, and also the fact that I think I was very, hey, meet me, talk to me. I got stopped everywhere, which was so cool. You know what I mean? To be walking down the street and get a Beyond, somebody wanted to shake your hand, take a photo. You know what I mean?
It would be amazing if the three of us like all roomed together in a hotel at PAX Prime and did a Beyond panel there.
Yeah, we need to do something.
That needs to
We'll
happen.
do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm down.
I'll sleep on the floor if I have to.
That's probably an easier one because I think it's PAX Prime. We can send a lot of people to because it's going to be cheaper to go to.
Mm-hmm.
PAX East is
Yeah.
a hike, so send dedicated people
Mm-hmm.
to work. Other than that, great times. Awesome. Thanks to everybody. Spencer, he's a Beyond listener who won a whole bunch of PSP stuff and played Peace Walker. Played a lot of Valkyria Chronicles. Played a lot of Peace Walker at this event. It was great. Heads up, thanks to everybody who drunk dialed Ryan with me on the one night when you were trying to sleep. You were none too pleased.
You called me.
I did call Colin. And this is a funny one.
I have the
because-
voicemail. So
Oh, can you play it?
I can go get it if you want.
I would.
Yeah. Is it good or is it
It's just
yelling?
you screaming my name.
All right, you
and
should
then-
probably get that. Well, I'll tell more PAX stories.
All right.
But it should be noted that I specifically put my phone into airplane mode whenever I go to bed now
Yeah.
for that reason.
Yeah, for this.
And although
yeah,
I
it's
was
both there. This is the number 2 door, you know, and then this is the main one.
And although I was mildly agitated,
You weren't pissed.
and not at all because I hadn't gone to sleep yet, so it was actually perfect timing.
Yeah.
I was more like in the mindset of about to go to sleep, and then you put like these fans on, and I was like, oh, I have to like put my game up, you know, get myself into
And
like.
you knew him though.
I knew Danielle,
yeah,
but
Danielle.
I don't know if I've ever personally met. Oh no, his name slips my mind.
I have a good excuse for not remembering these names personally.
Yeah, you were completely
No,
devastated.
I was not drunk. I was drunk that night. I was not trashed. The next night
okay.
is when I was off the rails drunk with Levi and all these other. After the girl fight panel, we went out to a IGN meet and greet. They threw it at the Sheridan, and like it was. First off, I walk in and our marketing woman grabs me and goes, "You have to spend $500 here." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, they're giving us a space on the condition that I rack up a $500 bar tab." And I'm like, all right, I'll take one for the team. And I start double fisting beers. But then on top of that, all the fans we had such an awesome turnout to that one too. And that was like spur of the moment kind of thing. Such an awesome they all bought me shots. So like it was pretty there was just a moment where I'm just like, oh no.
only negative things can come
Exactly.
from this.
But at the night that I went out after the Top Pot meet and greet, it was very small. It was me, a couple of the Gover kids, and then Danielle and her friend. But they came, and I didn't run into them at the PlayStation Blog event, the IGN PlayStation Blog event. And they showed up and just sat down at the table with us there, and I was like, oh hey. And they never really vocalized, oh Greg, we like IGN, we like video games. I thought they were like people who just lived there, were like the normies, as you call them in
Right.
Seattle, who weren't there for PAX. And then we
normies.
leave, and they're like, oh, we gotta call Clements. I'm like, you know Clements? What are you talking about? They're like, oh yeah, we're Facebook friends. I'm like, okay. And I turn to Ostertag and I go, you gotta call, because every time I don't want to be the bad guy here. I don't want to have anything to do with this.
that that was what made it so funny. Because as soon as my phone started ringing when I was lying in bed in the pitch black, I was like, "This is a drunk dial. It's
In the
during
pitch
PAX."
black.
Yes. And I reach over and it's like Chris Ostertag.
Yeah.
What? This guy rarely calls me if not drunk dials.
Sober or drunk.
Yeah. So yeah, that was. And I think Colin is prepping an audio file.
Okay,
for
so
us.
the story to this is, I'm pretty sure. I forget. I think. Do you remember what day it was? Saturday night.
I think so. I have 4 saved messages.
It was Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night is the night. Like I said, me and Levi got off the rails, and not only me and Levi, pretty much anyone who was committed to IGN there. We had a bunch of fans just wasted, and that's always a great time. You know what I mean? I love those photos. Oh, Bromley. There's so many YouTube videos from that night of me and Bromley on the megaphone going back and forth making fun of Levi, and you can just hear it in our voice. We're all like, blah, blah, blah. We had a great time celebrating. But yeah, at the end, me and Levi walk, and we're like, we're getting pizza and wings. Yeah, it's me and Levi all excited. And like, yeah, at some point, I guess I picked up the phone and called Colin because the next day, or not even the next day, like days later, Colin texts me. He's like,
damn it.
By the way, did you call me on Saturday night? I'm like, I don't remember. But it sounds like something I would do. And sure enough, I checked my log and it was there.
Yeah, so I think I have it. I just need to put my code in again.
I hate that. Yeah, I know. Voicemails are a pain in the butt. This is fun. We're having fun recapping.
Right.
Oh yeah, man. I love this stuff.
Here we go.
Put it closer.
Bring it up close.
Is that good enough?
3, 4.
Oh my God, you're not.
Ah, damn it. We can bleep that.
September 4th at 3:44 a.m.
This goes on for. This is at 4 in the morning. Eastern.
I didn't realize that it was Bromley. Did you catch Bromley in there? This is my roommate. That makes sense. All right, so let's leave a note for you to bleep out my phone number.
Sorry.
Message.
I don't know what-
from.
Because then we're down to 4 numbers people have to randomly guess.
Yeah, you just don't hang up, I don't think.
Sounds about right.
No,
All
you
right.
just don't hang
All
up.
right,
That's
I
it.
can't hear
Sorry.
anything. No, I love hearing your name at the beginning.
I don't even think
This is my roommate.
I don't even think I got the voicemail until I left Maine because I didn't get any service.
Nice.
Because you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
PAX was great. The wedding was great. Now it's time for what is and forever will be the Roper Report.
It's time for some.
It is a big day, ladies and germs. 9/9, September 9th. Today, PlayStation 1's 15th North American birthday. Pretty soon, she'll be legal.
Yep.
Then anything you want to do to that sex box is all
Oh,
yours.
Jesus.
Real quick, we have an article going up today about favorite memories, favorite game. Colin, favorite PS1 game?
Wild Arms.
Final Fantasy 7.
Metal Gear Solid. Favorite memory, Colin?
Oh, the one we talked about where I sold all my games to get the PlayStation.
Yeah, but you regret that now.
Yeah, I regret it. But I talked
It's a good
about whether
memory.
it was a net positive or a net negative. Yeah,
So
it's a positive, I think.
okay.
Yeah.
Clements?
Opening to Final Fantasy 7, man.
Okay.
Classic. Stars twirling. Eris kneeling in front of the flowers and little
Spoilers.
spring. The opening to a 10-year-old or 13-year-old game, maybe.
Mine is ditching my N64 and getting a PS1.
Mm-hmm.
You can read about all these in great detail on IGN.com, and I encourage you to go do it. Other big one. This came out of PAX while we were gone. Duke Nukem Forever, not dead.
I know.
Gearbox doing it.
That
3-hour wait to get into the booth at PAX.
unbelievable.
Insane.
So funny.
I hopped the line. I got to see it. I played it. It's
Great.
real. I spent everybody's outside, and they're all like, waiting 3 hours to play this game. They're all very excited. Me and Bromley get in there, and we're sharing a TV. And I spent the first 3 minutes of the demo trying to write IGN on this whiteboard, because like you can be Duke and go up to this board. So I'm taking the eraser and erasing my mistakes, trying to get it perfect. That's how I spent my time.
Oh, that's good. So you really got to see a lot of the game.
Yeah.
It's just like when all of us went into E3 and played Fallout for the first time, and we were all doing the most
dumb stuff.
dumb
yeah,
crap.
Yeah. I did the same thing for New Vegas at this demo. They were like, "Here's New Vegas." I'm like, "Great." I'm like, "Okay," just running in different directions, seeing what I see. Oh, there's
That's
a boat flyer.
I'll never
a boat
forget when
flyer.
you like shot the sheriff in the face, and you were just like, "Oh, no, down."
They all
They'll
attacked me.
just
They killed me. I'm like, I am done. Somebody else can play now. There's new Uncharted 2 DLC coming.
Oh, that's exciting.
I'm really hoping it's more co-op campaigns.
I think it's gonna be single player, hopefully.
Really?
Well, why? I don't understand why they would need her to voice too
you-
many new things.
If you're not up to date on this one, Elena there Emily Rose, man, that was gonna get scary. She
you're fine.
tweeted that she is doing some new voice work for Uncharted. Just queued up, it's Uncharted 3. Sony responded with, no, it's Uncharted DLC. We'll see if that's true. Maybe that's just a smokescreen, which would be awesome.
That would be cool, but I hope it would be cool to have a little like Shadows of the Empire like connection between Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 with some DLC or whatever.
Just the Elena story.
Anything. I mean, anything.
Elena's tale.
I think it would be cool. I like the multiplayer stuff, but I'm just not engaged in most multiplayer aspects of games, so I would.
But did you like co-op at all, or not even that?
Yeah, the co-op was cool. It's tough.
Yeah, it's real tough.
But I mean, do we really need more of it? Especially, it probably won't be ready until, a year plus after the game's already come out and stuff like that. I just don't know if they need to support it that long.
Okay.
I totally forgot to say something during our little community section of the conversation. Okay.
I'm kidding.
I was going shopping with one Ryan Geddes yesterday in one of the malls in San Francisco, and we were stopped by different mall.
Westchester Center with the
Westfield.
Good food court.
Mm-hmm. Westfield, not Westchester. And we were stopped by a big IGN fan who has lived in the city for several years, has always wanted to run into us, and has not until that day.
That's awesome.
RJ is an art student and sent me some of his work because he's like, I can totally do like fan art for you guys and draw you as like a video game character. This guy is very good. I was at first I was like, this guy's probably still developing his skill. It'll probably be like a good drawing, but But this guy was very good. I was impressed.
Cool.
I'm excited to see what he can do and turn us into video game characters.
Excellent.
Role-playing Ryan Clements.
Yeah, what's up?
God's Guru, Colin Moriarty.
Mm-hmm.
Colin, while you were gone,
yes,
firmware 3.42 came out. Excitement level, tell me about it.
Really low.
Okay.
Especially when I got home, like the first thing I wanted to do was put my PlayStation on and play Castle Crashers finally, and for a long period of time, and then I had to download that. And then I got into work today. I'm like, I got to get going and finish Mafia 2, and then I'm like, I got to download the firmware update here, and it's like, but it's cool that they figured out a way to throw the kibosh on.
Yeah, this one's security fixes is what they call it, but what it really does is nix that jailbreak stuff. If you saw the videos on YouTube, some people over in Australia, I believe, right, have a USB device that basically went around it so you could put a game in, burn it to your hard drive, and then eject the game so you could basically store and borrow people's games and have them forever.
No more.
No, not anymore. This is apparently fixed. We'll see. I heard as soon as this went out, the hackers said, we've already got a way around this one too. But I haven't seen the video of that one yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Also, don't hack. Come on. Don't be a jerk.
Stop being a bunch of losers.
Nate Fox needs to live. He needs to be able to feed his family. Games.
Let Nate Fox eat.
Also, here's an interesting one. This is reader mail that didn't make the cut, but now it will for this right now, Colin.
Yeah.
Said you wanted to get home and play Castle Crashers.
Yes.
Everybody heard our fight last week about Castle Crashers. A kid responds to the Castle Crashers thing. Greg, you're playing it wrong. You need to get 4 people in the same room, play it there. That's when the game really shines. My response to that is, F you, that's stupid, because the game doesn't allow me to get trophies locally. So there you go.
Really?
If you and me were playing and you had your PSN profile, you would not get trophies.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
okay,
I'm not
no,
gonna
I
be able to
understand
get
what you're
it.
saying. Yeah.
That's the whole reason I haven't played Scott Pilgrim, because Steimer won't play because she can't get trophies on hers. It's like, what's the point?
What is the point of her even getting trophies when she'll never catch up to me anyway?
I'm just worried about catching up. What do you got?
I'll do the trophy tips.
Okay,
never
mind. Borderlands Claptrap DLCs come in $9.28. Raises your thing to 69. Your level cap, that's one.
69?
Yeah.
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 You care, Ryan? I think you're the only real Borderlands fan in the room.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't played that game in a long time, and I probably won't be able to for a long time still, because there is much to do.
There is much going on right now. It is review
There is
season.
much.
Games
And I
are
leave for
coming in
Japan
left
in
and
2
right.
days.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you must be excited.
I am excited.
What are you going to do about Beyond while you're there? Are you going to take a tape recorder? I want a Ryan segment.
We are gonna do.
Give me a Ryan segment.
Yeah, we are doing some podcast stuff. I don't know exactly what the plan is yet, but I believe we're gonna take. That's actually a good point. I need to make sure to get the podcast equipment from Damon.
Cool.
He still has it, right?
Yeah, he has that main one. I usually just use the little one. Speaking of which.
Oh wait, I can
Give
also
him what
do
we
it.
use for Beyond.
Don't I have it on my
E3?
phone?
Yeah.
I could just record something on my phone.
Well, then it
too.
gets but then it gets crazy.
Greg will give you what we used it to record podcasts at Beyond at E3. That should work.
Funny you should mention that, because before we get into topic of the week, I have an interview to insert.
Oh, okay.
It's with the 2 guys from Media Malcool, all about Little
nice.
Big Planet 2 and the community features.
What?
These guys came from outside the Media Malcool, got inside, started working for them. It's interesting.
Okay.
And right before topic of the week, remind me. I will forget.
Okay.
I'll write on a little sheet here.
Oh, no problem.
I don't have the little sheet. Also, Killzone 2 has a real date, February 22nd. February 22nd, not 2nd. February 22nd, 2011.
3 days away from my birthday.
Oh my!
It's very exciting.
God.
Hey, you know what I can't wait for? All the complainers about PlayStation Plus being like, "Oh, this is useless and it sucks" or whatever. When we're playing in the beta, inevitably, that's going to be,
Oh, you think that's
because
gonna
I think
happen?
it's inevitably going to be a PlayStation Plus perk
Yeah.
to get into the beta.
Yeah.
No one's going to be complaining then.
Unless you have something else for the Roper Report. I missed anything.
That's it.
Rounding
It's been
it out.
a slow week, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's just now it's releases. Now it's
Yep.
reviews. We've had a ton of reviews go up this week. Extra Life, don't forget we are doing the 24-hour marathon here at IGN to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. You can come donate or join our team at tinyurl.com/extraIGN. This is on October 16th. 24 hours of games. We'll be streaming and playing with you, so make sure you follow along on that one.
Just as a reminder, too, I will let you know if you donate to me at least $1 an hour, I will let you pick a game that I can mess around with for a little bit of half an hour, 20 minutes,
Like with
hour,
you then,
whatever.
or
well,
whatever.
I can do it by myself if they want to watch
If
me
somebody
suffer,
wanted to
or if
torture
they want
you.
to play me. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because someone did. I just wanted to say it's got to be a PlayStation 3 game because
Trophy.
and it's got to have trophies. Because someone I enjoy what they tried to do with this, but someone's like, I want you to play Deadly Premonition.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd be glad to play Deadly Premonition, but it's not on the PlayStation 3. So that's the
We got to
the
get
caveat.
something. You got to get something for that.
Because Colin will totally play terrible games for trophies.
100%.
Yeah, just look at my trophy list
Yeah.
and you'll see.
We'll catch up here on our trophy competition a little bit.
Okay.
But before then, Colin,
Yes.
we need I need more games to keep my lead on you.
Uh-huh.
So what do I do? Where could I find out where games are?
You need the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
And the games are falling from the sky, and they're hitting Colin in the eye, and he cries a bit, and then he flips his.
Oh, I like
man,
that.
that was a good one.
I like that one. So there's actually quite a few games this week. Now
happening.
things are really
It's happening.
things are really.
Waterfall.
So on PS3, Hawks 2, Tom Clancy's Hawks 2,
Gotcha.
NHL 11.
Sorry, I'm just thinking. That would have been a perfect time for one of Greg's pilots. No. I'm talking about when you're like, word over there.
Okay.
Ruse is out, which I want to play, but we don't have a retail copy of it.
What
And
do we give it? Do you know?
An 8, I think.
Okay.
I think a young British gentleman
Yeah.
reviewed it.
You can play with the Move.
Who reviewed it? Was that
I
Martin?
never saw the name. No, it was a name I never saw. I don't know if it's one of their freelancers or maybe someone new over there.
Gotcha.
And then Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
Spidey.
Is also a game I want to play, but we only have one retail copy of that.
I know. Check with. Are you sure? Check with Hill.
I did. He said you have it.
Oh damn. Okay.
That's okay. I mean, whatever. There's time. And then nothing on PS2. PSP. The first thing I saw was Ace Combat Joint Assault, but I think that came out last week. I'm not sure about that.
I think it came out on the PSN this week, though.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's what it is. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Woo!
Not on the PSN.
Nope.
Oh,
But
never
Clement's
will
like, see, that's weird. I don't understand.
What's
And
the problem? What's the explanation on that one?
They haven't had an explanation.
Jerks.
Their comment is no plans at this time.
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then UFC Undisputed has finally come out for PSP this week.
Kingdom Hearts is a very good game.
Yep.
Anybody with a PSP should consider that one.
If you're looking outside of that, that is pick of the week. Pick of the
Oh,
week,
is it?
bam.
Is
Buy a
there
PSP,
Uh,
get it.
What about Tour Rover?
Oh right, we haven't even done the downloads. I'll dial it back. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna be pick
No,
of the week.
I think it probably will be. I only played a little bit of Tour Rover.
We can talk about that in a second.
So, Terror Over. That comes out this week. That came out this week, I should say. There's also a demo for it if you're unsure of yourself. There's a demo for Sengoku Basara Samurai Hero.
You previewed it.
Previewed it.
What'd you think?
Yeah, it's a little bit better than a Dynasty Warriors type game. So it's just very, kind of hack and slash, crazy, very simple. And there's people that loves that stuff that just want some mindless combat. So I understand that. There's also a demo for Quantum Theory. There's a demo for, you ready for it?
I'm
buddy?
ready.
You ready? Legends of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Sounds awesome.
Yep, it's like this crazy movie about owls. And then
What is the weakest part of Harry Potter that we can capitalize on, guys?
Owls.
Fast track. Greenlight it.
whatever, bro. Hedwig for life. Then is that the name of the owl? His
I think
owl?
so. Right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Who cares?
Hedge fund.
here's what
Here's
what I saw in the in
Gives
the
financial advice.
in the PS update is the Pixel Junk 3-in-1 bundle. Did you read about
I
this?
did. Yes.
Yeah, $19.99. I think you get Pixel Junk Racer Second Lap, Pixel Junk Monsters, and Pixel Junk Eden for $20.
Wow.
Say that's pretty
That's a good deal.
And then, of course, gotta call out. Where is it in my sheet? Oh yeah, I forgot. As you said, Ace Combat Joint Assault and Handspree 10K Honda SBK Superbike World Championship,
I know,
baby.
that's a long
for
one.
$9.99. But there is a mini available this week. Greg, do you know what your mini is today?
It's a long one. It's like
Yep.
Ace
Ace
somebody.
Armstrong versus the Alien Scumbags.
It's an expensive mini. It's like $7, isn't it?
Really?
$6.99.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right,
I gotta
screw
check
this.
that out. I'll
Screw
check
the
that
That's like as much
PlayStation.
money as Shatter. GTFO.
Before we get to pick of the week, which God only knows what it'll be, we have a friend here named Mike, who went and did a little dirty business to our own Damon Hatfield, and wants to pass the benefits on to Podcast Beyond.
What?
Damon is reviewing the Torovers, a delightful little 2D puzzler game there on the PSN, and gave away some codes. Didn't give them to the
You meant
Podcast
platformer,
Beyond
by the
kids
way.
to give them away. What did I say?
You said puzzler.
It's
I
a
believe.
puzzle.
Oh, it is a
It's
puzzle
game.
game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a platformer, but there's a lot of whatever. You go left to right, and you got to figure out how to get there. All right, there.
sorry.
Describe
Sorry,
how you want to
guy.
describe fans. Anyway, Damon puts up some Torover codes. Doesn't offer them to the Podcast Beyond kids. Greg Miller's got to go do his own legwork on this. However, Mike, our friend, writes in. It says Beyond.
Beyond.
Hey guys, Damon was giving away Torover codes on Facebook. You had to name your favorite movie, and he would give codes to 3 people whom shared favorite movies with him. I put Jackie Brown, a film I've never seen, simply because A, I know he's a Tarantino fanboy, and B, he has a freaking cat named Jackie Brown. So I ended up getting the code, but having no PS3, I felt awful. 200 people commented on this, and I was the only guy without a PS3. So he's giving it to you. He's passing it along. He tricked Damon. He knows how simple it is to steal Damon's mind and attention, and he's passing the savings on to you.
I want you to read half the code now and half the code later. Can you do that?
No, because here's the reason. I'm not going to do that because this is your carrot right now, ladies and gentlemen. I have so many codes to give away towards the end of this podcast. I'm not telling you where, but there is going to be a bevy of codes dumped after some stuff happens.
Okay.
So there you go.
Do it up.
Code, though, for Torover, KMCE E5B8 QMQ2.
Okay.
When you get it, you can thank Mike and you can thank Damon for being so predictable.
Jackie Brown, a film I have never seen.
But I know he has a cat named Jackie Brown. All right, pick of the week. Pick of the week. Pick of the week.
Pick up the week.
I say it's Kingdom Hearts. I mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You describe it as being just a fantastic PSP game. You give it 8.5,
it's
right?
8.5. It's a really good PSP game. It's probably my favorite Kingdom Hearts since like the original.
And that's saying
game.
something.
And that is saying something. Although it really helps if you have played the other games, it is technically a prequel. So you could try and fly in blind and just keep in mind the Kingdom Hearts story is really out there. It's just you just kind of have to let it shower over you.
Oh, okay.
You know. But battle system's totally rad. There's 3 full campaigns you can play through from the perspective of the 3 different characters in the game, and it's just a charming little game for you to do.
Looking forward to that one.
There's plenty of multiplayer in it.
Good.
Both competitive, cooperative, and you can play a board game together, which in turn levels up your techniques as you play this board game. Just brilliant little design choices there. Yeah.
Okay. If you're looking for endorsement of Spider-Man, though, I can't give that high enough praise. Hillary gave it an 8. I'd agree with that. It's got a few problems as far as like camera and stuff, but the game's a blast. It's going to be, I think, a fun platinum to get.
Do you think it is
I'm on the road to it.
the best Spider-Man game so far?
In quite some time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Sega Genesis one was perfect. That was a perfect Spider-Man
Maximum
game.
Carnage?
No, the one before that. Carnage didn't even come close to that one.
No?
It was just the original Spider-Man. Got to take photos for money. Then they show you at the end of the level. You got to walk around. You can stand on top of walls and hold your chin. It was great. That's what you needed.
That's big
But this
gameplay.
one's dynamite. I'm really, really having a blast with it. Tons of stuff to unlock. Seems like it's going to be a fun platinum trophy.
Do you think as a not a hardcore Spider-Man fan, I could still enjoy it?
I don't think there's any. It's not like they're relying too hard on stories. I mean, they're going to be putting you in universes you don't know much about, but they give you an intro enough to it. You know what I mean?
Cool.
And plus, it needs to be supported because I want to see more games do that. We always say, oh, man, comics are so crazy, but this is like, a 3-year commitment of making this game and hoping it makes money, so you don't want to alienate fans who aren't super into it. But
Cool.
Is it like as good? I like that Wolverine game. Is
Yeah.
it kind of like that?
I think it's better than Wolverine.
Yeah?
I think
Ooh.
it's better. It's
Cool.
more
'Cause
entertaining
that was a
than
cool
that.
game.
It's different. I think the levels really look pretty.
But it's not as good as Arkham Asylum.
Correct. I mean, Arkham Asylum's an awesome game. You know what I mean? This is an awesome Spider-Man game. This really does well with what it's working with and having you collecting stuff, whereas Arkham Asylum was trying to, embed you in that universe, make you feel like Batman.
Cool. I'll play it.
All right. What do you got from trophy tips? My trophy tip is play Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get
Spider-Man?
You could the difficulty trophies I'm hoping are stacking. There's one for easy, medium, and hard. Beating it. I'm going through on medium. Hard. I started. I'm going to do it all on hard. But then it took me forever to do the first level against Kraven, and I was like, you know what? You leveling up, you're buying new moves, you're getting more health. I'm like, I'll just come back and clean house on these later once I'm Super Spider-Man.
Right.
I'm Super Spider-Man.
Yeah, I guess I have two because I took yesterday off just to kind of recover or whatever for my trip, and so I'm sitting in the living room. I played Castle Crashers. I finally beat it by myself or whatever, and then you can kind of clean up a lot of those trophies by yourself by just using multiple controllers. So like there's one to get through like the barbarian boss at the beginning without ever attacking. So you just need someone else, and you just use two controllers, and you just kind of move your guy over as you go.
Gotcha.
And then there's one to recover or to resuscitate all 3 players in a 4-player game. So just plug in 4 controllers, whatever, and then let everyone get killed and just resuscitate each of them once, and you get that one. The beach volleyball one's I guess it's not beach volleyball. The volleyball one's really easy. There's a few pretty easy ones in that.
About
And
the
then-
L bronzes.
yeah, I think one of them, the conscientious objector one, which is the one with not attacking until the barbarian boss, is a silver. And then you can get a bunch of bronzes and a few silvers, or a couple silvers in Earthworm Jim pretty easily.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
I finally started messing around with that game. I liked that game a lot from when I was a kid. You can get like probably 6 bronzes and 2 silvers in like a half an hour in that game if you really wanted to.
Nice.
So that's a good one too.
All right then.
But I'm dying for a freaking retail game to play. You know,
Spider-Man, dude. You'll platinum Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna platinum Mafia probably this week
Yeah.
too. And that'll bring me I think 15 or 16 plats.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's nothing, dude. That's nothing.
Steimer's out of I know it's insane. Steimer's out of town next week for TGS, so I'm thinking I might try to clean up. This was my initial plan. Try to clean him up. Do Spider-Man, platinum that, polish off Mod Nation because I'm right there, and then spend a night polishing off Jurassic the Hunted because all I need to do is beat every level without dying.
Yeah,
and I have most of those done.
I keep wanting to go back to that game, but that game sucks.
I know.
So it's like really hard to because I beat the game. I'm only missing the one to like kill something with every weapon, I think, and then beat it without dying or something like that. So
You know what's great? The fact that I can play any game I want just for fun.
I can do that too. I'm having fun doing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
And I have fun with Mod Nation. I just need to sit down and commit to finishing those.
All right.
The problem is that I just got review code for Dead Rising 2 in. And now that kind of throws everything out of whack. I like Dead Rising quite a bit. I would like to sit down and try to even platinum that before it comes out. So do I just dedicate next week to Dead Rising all the time? Beat it a million times? See all the endings? Do I?
The decisions we have to make.
what are the trophies like in that game?
They're tough. I mean, that's going to be a commitment because they got the Genocider stuff back where you have to kill like 70,000 zombies or whatever. So
Oh, good. That should be a lot of
we'll
fun.
see. Yeah. Okay. So now I got to remember we got to insert the Media Molecule interview.
Okay.
I forget their names. I want to say Jim and Tim, maybe? No. Tim's for sure. Tim is for sure one. I don't know. I should have listened to this for him. Hey, guys. We got 2 community managers from Media Molecule. We're going to talk about the Little Big Planet 2. It's coming this year, right around the corner.
Woo! November, I believe.
Yeah, November. Coming to the PS3. It's going to be huge. Let's hear him talk about it. Hey, it's Greg. We lied to you. If we insert the Media Molecule, I keep screwing up, Media Molecule interview right here, it makes the podcast too long because we didn't set the tempo correctly, which then means the second half of the show gets cut off. So rather than do that, we are not going to do that, and we will insert it next week. Something to look forward to. Be out! And we're back. Man, Sackboy is adorable. Oh, I tell you.
Did you see him in that segment?
He walked up mid-interview, but I couldn't say anything because he was rubbing me. He was just rubbing my tummy, patting my head. It was very weird.
Jeez.
But I was happy to see him.
What kind of noise did he make when he was
Nothing.
rubbing your
He
tummy?
was dead silent.
Really? He wasn't loud?
Wow.
And that's what I'd imagine an iPad making noises.
Oh, okay.
That
Same.
creepy iPad.
Yeah.
Creepy iPad.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's supposed to look like me, all right?
No, it really doesn't. Though.
All right.
Even though Chobot brought that up during the Girl Fight panel at PAX.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she knows.
Oh yeah,
that.
how was the panel?
It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, they were really good. They had an excellent turnout again from IGN fans who then bought me shots afterwards. Which
Oh,
was
cool.
A good decision at the time. Rough morning.
Ooh.
Rough morning.
No doubt
Yeah.
about it.
Because then I had to be up for 9:30 Mizzou game. Had to get out to another sports bar.
Speaking of which, football starts tonight, Greg.
Yeah, I know.
Yay!
NFLs.
Love it.
You excited?
Dude, it's gonna be a great game tonight.
Yeah.
Vikings Saints.
We're still going to the Monday night game soon with
I
the
know,
reader. I
Mike-
don't think we
with-
talked about this yet, actually. have we?
Yeah, that's right. So Mike Mitchell's his
Yep.
name, right?
Yeah, Mike Mitchell. He was the fan who was supposed to be on Beyond a few weeks ago after the IGN meet and greet at the bar here in San Francisco.
Yeah. First of all, super friendly dude.
Awesome dude.
Talked to him literally for hours about all matter of subject.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then he emailed us an offer. He has season tickets to the 49ers.
Yeah, we're going to the Monday night game
We're
against
going
the
to-
New Orleans Saints. It's
Yep.
me, Colin, Hillary, and Mike. Well, he's picking us up from work. We're leaving early to go tailgate.
He's picking us up?
Yeah. An email went
I love
out.
it.
An email started while you were gone. And it was to you and me about it. And I started to respond on my iPhone, and then I'm like, it's getting too long for an iPhone message. I'll do it later. Never did. So last night he PSNs me. He's like, hey, did you get that email? I'm like, oh crap, dude. Yes, we're still in. We're coming. Pick us up. It was adorable because he was like, yeah, we're gonna go tailgate. Thanks for accepting. I want to make sure you guys are still in to come. I didn't know. Blah blah. I'll be cooking, so you can come eat the food. Blah blah. He's like, oh, but as far as getting there, you could pay for parking. You could do this, but if it's not weird to have a stranger pick you up, I can pick you up. And I'm like, I like how he thinks it's no big deal for us to sit with a stranger or to eat a stranger's food, but getting in a car with a stranger is where we would drive. What are you talking about, sir? You are crazy.
Tailgating is a communal thing anyway, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's a super nice offer. Just so you guys know, we love to have Hillary with us, but the offer was to have Clements with us, who declined a Monday night football game ticket.
This was my problem. Before you get into it, here's my thing. Everybody listening knows Ryan has no interest in sports whatsoever.
None.
Maybe with the passing Olympics. I forget. Did you like the Olympics? No. Okay, nothing. Then. Just making sure. Nothing. And I was like, dude, you have to come to this just for the experience. To tailgate, to sit in the stands with fans and friends, and I mean, you can talk to me the whole time about Decidia. You can say whatever you want. And he's like, nah, I don't want to do it.
Dude, football games are really...
But in my defense, I wasn't even going to be in the country, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But I think you'd be back that day, no? Are you gone longer than that?
What day?
It's a week from Monday.
Yeah, I'll be gone.
Really?
I'm staying in Japan an extra couple days to vacation.
Oh, look at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it worked out for you anyway.
There you go.
Yeah.
But the thing about football you have to understand is that football and baseball are kindred in that they both are basically the same experience as far as you can talk to people. It's calm and quiet. The action picks up and then it slows down.
Yeah.
So you build camaraderie with the people around you, and you're talking and you're hanging out, you're drinking and you're eating.
I can't stand watching baseball on TV, but I'll go to a baseball game, no problem.
Yeah,
I'll go there, have a beer, a hot dog, hang out, talk to people. Yeah, that's good stuff.
So
thank you, Mike. We will take many photos. I think part of the agreement was he's going to be. He's going to be on Beyond again.
He'll be on Beyond maybe that week.
I think the follow up from that Monday one.
I would just like to say that I could pose the exact same argument to you guys and why both of you refuse to go dancing with me and stuff.
I can't talk to you.
You can't
Here's
talk
dancing.
to me?
Hey, Ryan! That's why, dude. I hate going to Double Dutch and sitting there and drinking an overpriced beer and wall-to-wall sweaty people and not be able to talk to you.
You can still talk to me.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you talk to me on the dance floor.
With your
my
eyes.
moves?
With your
and your
moves.
moves.
All
Yeah.
right,
There you go.
It's so much fun.
All right.
It's
I've been there with you.
It's about the experience, Craig. I didn't realize that we lost the ability to speak.
Well,
when
that's
we were
all
in
you
the
hear.
club.
I have bad hearing enough in just being a human being, not let alone in a club where I can't hear
I
anything.
hear you. No, I understand what you're saying, though. But you know what? Mike Mitchell, good dude, offered us
man.
a hot ticket to a 49ers game. Monday night games are awesome. This upcoming Monday night game, Jets-Ravens.
Oh, there you go. Have you been watching the HBO?
Yes, I have been.
I enjoy that quite a bit.
Did you see the one where he's like, "Now let's go have a goddamn snack"?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the. If you guys haven't seen that speech yet, I put it on my Facebook. Whatever, you gotta watch it. It's hilarious because he's all serious and he's cursing left and right. Then he's like, "Well, let's go get a goddamn snack." At the end, then just walks away.
Who is this
The
dude?
coach of the Jets.
The coach of who?
The Jets.
I just imagine them all going and then having the handy snacks with little crackers and the cheese and the red piece of plastic they smeared it.
But yeah, Hard Knocks is awesome.
Hard
this
Knocks
year.
is great,
Not only
yeah.
because the Jets, my favorite football team, and probably my favorite professional team, are on it.
Steimer came in and watched it. And she's like, "Oh, football." I'm like, "No, watch this. It's like a reality show. It's not about the football. It's about the people and what they're doing." She liked it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to video games. Oh, I don't want Ryan to fall asleep on us.
Oh wait, one more thing.
Thought you were
Okay,
going to
one
throw
more
your
thing.
pen at me.
I just want to clear something up real quick. In the comments a few times, I've read people talking about zombie blog neck. Now, a few people are putting zombie blog neck.
Yeah. That's how Jeff Rubenstein said it once to me.
Is that how he said? So he doesn't even know his own name.
No, he didn't know anything about it. Even though he's been on the show and we've talked about it, he once asked me, why did some dude just yell zombie blog neck at me?
I just wanted to clarify it's zombie blog.
Knack.
Knack.
N-A-K. It's like Karnak from the old Johnny Carson show, which none of us are old enough to remember.
Well,
I've
we were
seen
8 or
reruns.
9 when Carson went off. We can.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that. I'm just saying. Some people are very old. And there's a Transformer. Optimus Prime told us. All right, topic of the week. Last week, we began putting up the top 25 PS3 games.
Yes.
Top 25 PS3 games
Yes.
of all time
So far.
so far, in our opinion. Every year, IGN updates these top 25 lists. We get to change them around. This was a big shakeup, you figure, because obviously people come and go throughout the years. This is the first year it was just me, Colin, and Clements. And
Yep.
Hillary. Hillary joined for a little bit.
Yep.
Sitting down, hatching out a list. And once stuff like this goes up, I don't want to read the comments. But Colin was checking on them, and I heard they weren't good.
So I was reading the comments compulsively because before I went to Maine, I was sitting in my friend's apartment in Boston. We were waiting to go. His girlfriend was at work, and I'm just on my laptop. I'm watching friggin' Maury Povich, and I'm just kind of browsing.
That's
And
awesome. Wait, on the laptop you're watching more?
No, I'm watching it on the television set. He only gets local local TV, so I was watching like the friggin' local news and like all the judge shows and stuff, and just like eating. And so I'm on my laptop and I'm reading these comments, and these comments are like awful.
Yeah.
Everyone is like really angry about this list.
Not everyone. I got a lot of support emails.
Well, I'm gonna say on the comment side, 95% of the comments.
Well, that's because that's what you get. Oh, why is it Demon Souls on this list?
Yeah, first of all, Demon Souls has no place on that list. All right?
I mean,
let's get that out of the way right now.
Here's the problem we got to sit and have with you, kid. Mad kid right now who's in the empty chair I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you... First off, this list is impossible. This is a list of what 3-4 people think are the best games right now. And this is what when I say best games, I'm saying these are the games basically in order. If somebody's like, I'm buying a PS3, I love video games, what should I get? If you're doing that, these are the games I would sit down and say, this is what's great and this is why. Demon Souls? I'm not recommending Demon Souls unless you're... Even Clements doesn't even like Demon Souls. I don't even know who I'd recommend Demon Souls to.
Exactly. I mean, Demon Souls is cool, and I appreciate
There's a lot of cool crap going on there. It's really hardcore.
Yeah, it's hardcore, but like that's why everyone loves the game. And when you really are able to just digest what the game is and stuff like that, you don't like a game just because it's hard and unforgiving. That's something that increases the gameplay, like in old Mega Man games or in old NES games, Castlevania, stuff like that. But that's not only what makes the game cool.
Yeah.
Demon Souls is grueling, and I appreciate that. But when you look at the list of games on the list or whatever, I played Demon Souls for 4 hours or whatever. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I've had enough. But when you look at these games, everyone's like, why is Super Stardust on the list? Why is Flower on the list? It's like, because these are games that you want to sit down and recommend to people. Flower is an art game. You want to recommend that to people. Stardust is a really hardcore arcade game.
I find it interesting when the list went live, Damon popped up over his cue. He's like, Joe Danger's not on the list. And I'm like, no. And he goes, oh, and sits back down. It's like, we didn't think Joe Danger was that great. You know what I mean? Like, it's not on my short list of great games to recommend to people.
I can recommend Excite Bike. If people are interested. No, that's a cool game. I mean, I haven't even messed with it at all. So.
I've messed with it, and I was like, nah, okay. Done.
But I just, so we printed out our list of last year and this year, and I've kind of just been looking at them. Now, the thing that got the top 10 is when things really fell off. That's when people got really pissed off.
Yeah.
Because at number 10, we have God of War 3.
Yeah.
And at number 9, we have Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, the list last year, or the last list, God of War 3 wasn't out yet. But Metal Gear Solid 4 was our first game on that
Which
list.
is a great point. We can tell that story of we're sitting there at this whiteboard putting up like, all right, yeah, put Metal Gear at number 9. Wait, where was Metal Gear Oh, it was number 1. Oh, okay. This is an interesting reader question, too, from... I don't think it made it on the show a couple weeks ago. What happens to a game? Metal Gear gets a 10, and everybody's so high on it at the time. But then as it goes by, it starts getting pooped on by like Colin or whatever. And even me, I'll admit that it has flaws or whatever. I think there's a zeitgeist, there's a spirit of the times going on. You know what I mean? Where that game is great at that specific moment, and then you get away from ground zero, and you're like, well, hold on a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't have. Metal Gear Solid 4 is a fine game. I just don't think it's a good Metal Gear game, and I think it's like it's okay. It looks great, runs great, and stuff like that. It's cool, but that's not what a great game makes. Or whatever. I don't think it was ever a 10. But that's not my opinion. It's Jeff's opinion.
Exactly. And also, you have to remember that the list changes because our teams are organic as well. Mm-hmm. And so that Metal Gear would have never been in my number 1 spot even last year. Whatever.
Last year, I thought I pushed really hard for Uncharted, and I think I fell short.
Yeah,
Uncharted was number 2.
Yeah.
And I just think that comes with trying to name an opinion and shape an opinion into a numbered list.
Yep, and that's why this doesn't.
We might even do this list again tomorrow, and it might change by a little bit because our feelings might be different.
Yeah, when we do the game next year, we do the list again probably next year or whatever. Then I imagine Gran Turismo will be on it probably. Little Big Planet 2 will be on it probably. Maybe New Vegas, Dead Space 2. I mean, there's a lot. Infamous 2. There's a lot of games that are going to be on it. But when you look at the list, people were just, I don't know. It was a strange. I understand that the internet's a pretty negative place, and we've all become pretty accustomed to that. But this seemed like ultra negative, and I didn't really understand why people were so upset about someone's opinion of like what the best games were or whatever. And also, when, I was really just as a PlayStation 3 fan and a gaming fan, when we sat back in that meeting room, we looked at the list. We were all really happy with it. You know, and I'm still really happy with this. I think it's a really good list.
It is a good list.
And I'm
I think
surprised
it
that
is
more
too.
people don't see it the way we see it.
The reason being, though, Colin, you've forgotten what it's like to be on the outside. You know what I mean? And not have the game library at your disposal.
Right.
You're a kid. You're not even a kid. You're a 20-something who can't afford, the games we play. You know what I mean? As much as we play the games we have. So you buy Fallout 3 and you hook onto Fallout 3 and you love Fallout 3. And the reason you keep putting other games down or not doing it because you can only afford Fallout 3, and that's the one you want to, you think, because it's also how much time you've put into it, right? I mean, you know that game backwards and forwards, so you don't know what the end game for Red Dead is. You don't know, what's going to happen in the end of Uncharted 2.
Right.
Stuff like that, you know what I mean? And you lose the little nuances that we think make Uncharted 2 so great, or we think make Red Dead so great. So that's when you pop up and you get mad about it.
Right. No, I understand what
And
you're
it's a passionate thing, and that's what's awesome about the PlayStation audience, you know what I mean?
Also, everyone should keep in mind that just because a game did not make this list does not mean we're saying it's a bad game all of a sudden. You're saying it?
I'm burning the rest.
You
Anything
can
that's
send-
26 to a million, deleted. I'm
You
just
can
gonna go burn
send
them.
your hate mail to.
No, you're right. Exactly. I mean, we score games for a reason. You know what I mean? We say they're on the same level. This is how great this game is. This is what you should do. This is why we didn't like it. You know what I mean? And that's why, I mean, like, it's interesting. You look at this, and, like, obviously, people always ask about review scores. They don't matter. You know what I mean? In the end, this is what we think of games. You know what I mean? Uncharted 2 is a 9.5, and it's smoking Metal Gear Solid a perfect 10. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and Grand Theft Auto 4 also got a 10.
that's why, I mean, we are lucky enough to have the discussion on podcasts and boards and everything else to be able to talk about this and show that, we're fans, and this is just how it moves around.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree, and I don't know. It was surprising to me because I just we put a lot of effort into this list or whatever, and a lot of thought.
I think in years past it hasn't been as much. I mean, you're pulled in so many directions. This one we set aside a specific time. We sat there and we had conversations about it.
Right.
It wasn't, well, I'm voting this and that's the end of it.
Yeah, we had them all making sessions and stuff like that. I mean, obviously with a game like Shatter on the list, for instance, obviously I pushed for that, but I had support or wouldn't have gotten it on there. We vetoed a lot of stuff that wasn't on the list. I'll tell you right now, Resistance 2 is not on the list. I wanted it on the list. But I didn't have that support. Clements wanted
Eternal
Sonata on the list, and that's a great RPG, and that's another good example of a game that's not on the list, but still a game you should play.
Totally.
And then people got really upset about some, games like BioShock being bumped off the list completely. BioShock's still an awesome game. You know, Modern Warfare 2 is still a cool game. Rock Band 2 is still a cool game. Warhawk is still a cool game. We just didn't want them on this list because there are more games out now, and when you
Those haven't held up.
Yeah, exactly. Plus we have I was looking at there's something like 15 exclusives on this list or something like that. So it's like there's a lot of good PlayStation 3 centric stuff. I know people were like, the top 2 of the games in the top 5 are multi-platform games. Like, who cares? They're still good games. Red Dead Redemption and Fallout 3 are still really good games.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was just something that seemed like we should bring up because I didn't want people to think we were ignoring them. And the comments are mysteriously gone on that.
Yeah,
piece now.
you brought this up. I haven't checked it out in a while. I guess comments are now gone. They weren't closed off on purpose. If you haven't noticed, IG launched a new video player, and so our back end, which processes all this stuff, is going through all sorts of growing pains. And I'm assuming they just got blumped off that. I'll check it out and republish today and see if that brings them back.
Right.
So hopefully that fixes it. This leads us into Reader Mail.
Read a mail.
We have a question from Jared, and this is relating to the top 25. So this is a bridge. We'll call it the bridge between Toe and Reader Mail.
Okay.
I know that until it comes out and be played, nothing is official. But with the 360's #1 game being Mass Effect 2 and PS3's being Uncharted 2, in Beyond Crew's opinion, who else opinions matter when it comes to PlayStation, will Mass Effect 2, coming to the PS3, be able to change the current best game on PS3?
Yeah, I think it's entirely possible, to be honest.
I think it's possible. It'll be interesting to see how it plays, how it goes, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like ports, who knows how it's going to run. I hope it runs excellent.
I think it's going to run fine. And I think, honestly, my opinion when I look at this list is that it is a better game than everything on the list. So, if we were going to really do it right now, we haven't played the game, so obviously. Because people are even saying in the comments, like, why is it Mass Effect 2 on the list? It's like, we haven't freaking played it yet.
Yeah.
But I think it's a better game than Uncharted 2, so not to say Uncharted 2 is not a fantastic game. So I would expect to see it in the top 5 at the very least the next time we do the list.
For sure.
I think we can all agree on that.
I love that game.
Okay. So now we're into Reader Mail proper. Ryan Clements.
Proper read a mail.
This is your life. As people may or may not recall, last week on the show we were saying, not a lot of questions for Ryan. He was being quiet, blah, blah. So I told you to get a question on the podcast, it had to involve Ryan. Beyond fans, as they often do, as they often grow, a million questions for Ryan. So we have quite the Reader Mail segment, themed around one
I'm
Ryan
ready.
Clements,
Woo!
my favorite editor in the room.
Oh.
He's a guides guru. He's not an editor, so I get to dance around that.
That's fine. I'm not offended.
Here's the thing. Podcast Beyond listeners. I understand, the show is cosmopolitan. It can't appeal to everyone. So, after the Reader Mail with Ryan Clements, we have a thing stacked with free games and free movies, free codes to give away. So stick with us. Don't go anywhere. We have game questions, plenty of stuff for me and Colin to chime in on too.
Oh, for sure.
But to start it off,
I can defer to you guys. If
No,
I
you
don't-
can't.
No, we're not
all
going to do any of that.
All right, we got Jackson Lee writes in. He has a big beyond. I've overheard some things from the TRL guys. Here are my 2 questions about the all-time favorite Ryan Clements. Number 1, Ryan, do you still worry about your tires exploding when you drive on the highway? Number 2, and is a stray bullet as you walk on the street still a regular worry for you nowadays?
So I don't. The tires exploding was definitely a problem, although I think it's still been misinterpreted.
Really?
Because
I was the one who was in this conversation
yes,
with you.
you were. And my concern was that there was just something wrong with my tires because it was a new car and there was this crazy noise. You know the crazy
It wasn't
noise.
a crazy noise.
It was a crazy noise. If you're driving and all of a sudden you're in a new car, you're. I hope that didn't just blow out everybody's speakers. You would be, a little worried.
Yeah.
And I was concerned, but I mean, now I just found out that's the noise my car makes when wind goes over the top a certain way.
Okay.
It's very weird.
Did you ever hear that story?
No.
We're driving to like BJ's or the GameStop or whatever for
This
on a
was
lunch
soon
break.
after I
This is
started,
like
too.
right after he started. He
Yeah.
just bought this car and he's driving. I'm passenger and we have a bunch of people in the back. And like that noise, like what is that? I'm like I don't know. It's just a car noise. No big deal. And he's like ringing the wheel. He's so worried. He's like, do you ever just be driving on the highway and you're afraid your tires are gonna explode?
I don't ever remember saying that.
It was so great. I was like, no, I don't.
I was anxiously ringing the wheel. I don't remember doing
I've probably dressed that part of my mind. Whatever.
Yeah, and then stray bullet. Have I ever said that?
I think you mentioned it I on a TRL. I vaguely remember you talking about something like this. that
Maybe
you-
I have. I don't
You're
know.
not worried about that anymore.
Not really.
Even though people get shot in your neighborhood at the noodle store all the time.
That only happened twice. No, it happened once outside the pizza place, and
What,
then
Irving
once,
Pizza?
yeah, and then once
so good.
outside the, another noodle shop.
As long as no bullets go to the underdog taco shop, that's all that matters to me.
Colin, do you want to get some za today?
What is that? I don't even know.
Pizza. Do you want to get
Pizza.
some pizza?
Some
You want to get
za.
some slices of pizza today?
Where, for lunch?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I was going to go to McDonald's.
You're,
but yeah,
you're, well, it's right by McDonald's.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can go there. I can go to the pizza
Okay,
shop.
yeah, yeah.
You want some food with us?
I'll do food, but I might not get pizza.
Okay. Ryan,
Yeah.
AZ929 writes in 2 questions as well.
Uh-huh.
Dissidia Ducakum Final Fantasy has been announced, and Lightning from Final
Ducakum.
Fantasy 13 and Kane from Final Fantasy IV have
Four.
been confirmed to feature in the game. Number 1, on a scale of 1 to oh my god, how excited are you? Number 2, who else do you expect them to add? Van from Final Fantasy 12? Sora from Kingdom Hearts? Chocobos?
Whoa! There are already chocobos in the first game, dude.
The other,
also,
the other
just
two
to-
will decrease the cool meter of the game. About
No, all right.
10
First of all,
decibels.
all right, whatever, bro. First of all, I would like to assume that the game is pronounced duodecum, not
No,
ducakum.
Ducakum.
I would say on my excitement from 0 to oh my god, it would probably be like an 8 because I have a lot of other things on my mind right now. I can't even let myself get excited about this right now. And then I feel like there is a huge missed opportunity I'm very glad they're adding Lightning, if only because there are not enough female characters in that game. It's like there's 3, I think, in the original one. 4 out of like 12 people. No good. So Lightning is great. I'm amazed that they didn't add Ash from Final Fantasy 12 because she was arguably the main character of that game. Say what you want about the game, but as terms of the great characters go, Ash was a solid female lead, and she was a cool character. I feel like they should have totally put
but
her
what
in
about the
there.
other? I mean, is Terra's already in the first one?
Terra's
And
in the
Rosa?
first one? No, it's just Terra, the Cloud of Darkness, who's like a villain from 3?
Final
And then
Fantasy 3
Final
proper.
Fantasy 3 proper.
Okay,
and
that's not
and Ultimacia or however you want to say her name from 8, the villain from 8.
So yeah, there's. I mean,
And then there's and then one of the secret characters is Shantoto, who's a little female Moogle mage. Spoilers.
they should get Porum and Palom up in the mix. That'd be pretty.
That would be very cool, actually.
Cool. Also Edge and
Edge from 4?
yeah,
It's another dude though.
I know, but still, these are the characters.
Another
that need-
dude.
Yeah, another dude. Goga.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I want to keep it moving. I'm sorry.
Get
Sorry,
Isaac
I'm
from
rambling.
Dead Space in there.
Get Isaac from Dead Space.
Yeah,
not?
secret
Like
character.
casting magic. He shoots.
when he does his special, it just turns the plasma cutter from vertical to parallel.
Oh, wait, one more. What about the young girl that's with the old man, like her grandpa from Final Fantasy VI.
Oh no, what's her name? The Strago and Realm.
Realm, yeah.
Realm.
That'd be cool.
That Realm would be a great character. Yeah,
She can
for
paint.
Sure. Yeah, she could paint stuff and like control, like temporarily take control of your. Yeah, that'd be rad. There you go. Colin should be a game designer. Fly to Japan, get it done.
I'm gonna go work. I'm gonna produce this game.
Oh, wow.
Duodecum, Dukakum.
Dukakum. And I'll make sure that we all pronounce Dukakum.
Kevin O'Donnell writes in, for this week's celebration of Ryan Clements, I thought I'd write a poem. However, since I know how much he loves all things Japanese, I decided to write it in the form of a haiku. Beyond, Sir Clements, your voice, K-pop to my ears. Greg, don't let him go. I never will, Kevin
I
O'Donnell.
love that. Also, I would just like to say that Ryan K-pop Clements I also liked. That was recommended.
But can we go K-pop Ryan Clements, or do you want it to be Ryan K-pop? What I have to do?
I think Ryan K-pop Clements
That rolls off the
creates
tongue.
the alliteration.
K-pop and Ryan Clements.
K-popping. K-popping and locking.
See, they're all about RPGs, so I'm dancing around trying to find some. Here we go. Here's a good one.
it's
Here.
fine.
This comes from Steve.
Take your time.
Steve, Beyond.
Hi, Steve. Beyond.
Ryan, and the rest of the crew. Are you personally going to buy Move on day one? Soon after? I think that though the initial games are not all that enticing, the idea of Move Control on Heavy Rain, Little Big Planet 2, and PSN titles supporting it, like Under Siege, has swayed me. What do you say?
I will not buy it on day one, if only to conserve funds, because I have other stuff that I want to purchase first. It is not to say that I am not interested in purchasing it at some point in the future.
Colin?
I'm not gonna purchase it just because I can probably use one of ours.
Yeah.
To be perfectly
That's
honest with
also
you.
a reason.
I will one day buy it, but until I get a game that I don't want to lug stuff back and forth for the occasional, oh, yeah, this has moved, then I'll do it. But yeah, nothing right now on launch has me, oh my god, I have to have
maybe
this.
I'll play
I have
Sports
to play
Champions,
this. Yeah, exactly, right?
Yes.
Look for a video next week. Grudge match, not really a grudge match. It's me and Craig Harris squaring off Wii Sports Resort versus Sports Champions.
That should be a tough
Should be interesting. Colin,
Yes.
Glenn is putting you and I on task.
Okay.
Ryan, you're gonna have to be dead honest,
Oh,
all right?
all right,
You know
yeah.
where we're going with
I
this
think
one?
I know where this one is going.
Glenn writes in and says, now for the special Ryan Clements only themed reader mail, I thought I would put Greg and Colin, and any podcast guests if there is, there aren't, to the test of who knows Ryan better.
Okay.
I would like you all to answer the following 4 PlayStation-related Ryan-themed questions, and then have Ryan answer them to see who got the most right.
Okay.
So here goes.
Okay.
Number 1.
Yes.
Of the PlayStation consoles, PS1, PS2, PS3, which one has been Ryan's favorite? Colin.
PS2.
I'm going to say PS2 as well, so I'm going to write that in. Colin, Greg.
What if I don't know the answer?
Then I guess we're wrong.
Right.
I mean, we could waffle with you and be like, oh, well, he doesn't know. What are Ryan's favorite PS1, PS2, and PS3 games? One for each system.
Okay.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna go.
Is it because I answered one of them earlier in the
Yeah,
in
one's
the show?
pretty obvious.
Oh, right, but I wasn't listening. Crap. Your PS2 one, you did say.
Nope.
No, the PS1.
Oh, right, yeah, 15th anniversary. Sorry, I'm stupid. PS3, I'm saying Stardust.
Okay.
I'm writing that in.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say Flower for PS3.
Okay.
PS2, I'll say Kingdom Hearts.
I was gonna say it too. I'm sticking with it.
And then PS1, Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, that's right. Final Fantasy 7. But I cheated on that one. I would have gotten that wrong. All right. Number 3. How many platinum trophies does Ryan have?
2.
Is that right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm gonna stick with what I would have said. I would have said 0. I would have said 0.
It's Hannah Montana and I don't know what
you
the
have
other
2.
one is.
I look at your card like every week to see what you're doing.
That's a point for Colin. No point for me. And then at last count, how many hours has Ryan Clements put into Dissidia Final Fantasy?
200. I have no idea.
I'm sticking with 99.
Yeah, I guess it stops, right?
I don't
Counting?
know. 99.
Like the old RPG?
Well, you said 200 already to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ryan,
All right.
of the 3 PlayStation consoles, which has been your favorite?
I would. I would actually say PS3, if only because I
Damn.
can still play my PS2
Oh,
games.
we both got that
We
one.
both
wrong.
missed that one. What are your favorite games? PS1.
PS1 is Final Fantasy 7, so
All right.
Colin remembered.
I'm counting that. I said on the other one I wanted to. Whatever.
PS2. This is so hard. It's like picking
That's
a
a
favorite
tough one.
baby. I think that. I mean, Kingdom Hearts is very. I mean, I'll have to give you points for Kingdom Hearts, though I would have
Okay.
also accepted Amplitude.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. And then PS3.
PS3. Probably.
This is good radio.
Sorry.
I'm kidding. No,
I
you're
know
fine.
it's so hard. I would actually have to go with just Eternal Sonata.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
damn,
Got
son.
instinct.
So we don't know.
But-
Platinum trophies is 2. Colin gets the point for that.
Yeah.
And then
These. I mean, I could have easily picked flour. On one day, maybe I might.
No, that's
say
okay. I'm
flour.
not, well, I'm
All
not
right.
offended.
Then what? Ours, Final Fantasy.
Oh, I think it was 102 or something.
All right, I win by
103.
prices right. So we tie. 3-3.
Okay.
That's how much we all
Well,
need.
that's
There you
that.
go. You guys know me just fine.
That was a fine game. I
Those
liked it.
are like opinion questions though that are very malleable. It would have been better if you were like, "What color Crocs does Ryan wear?"
I could look at him. Andrew writes in, how does Ryan prefer his last name to be pronounced? It's hard to explain via email since you can't hear me actually saying it, but it seems like some people, like Greg, emphasize the second syllable, Clements, pronounced like repents, while other people, like Colin, emphasize the first syllable,
Clemens.
Yeah.
pronounced like penance.
Ooh, that was I like that. That was
Andrew,
very good.
I'm sorry, Ryan, what do you prefer?
I actually like both because I think they both sound good, but technically my family says it the way Greg does with Clements at the end.
Perfect.
But Clements I like as well because it has a bite to it.
I say it more like it's maybe a first name.
Yeah.
Clemens.
Yeah, Clements.
I see that.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Either is fine. I like both.
I call him Bob.
Victor,
Steve?
Victor Apicario.
Woo.
He says, I just realized this isn't a question but a request. I wanted Ryan Clements to do an impression of everyone in the room, maybe himself too.
All right.
Yeah, put your game face on.
I'll do myself first because that's probably the toughest one.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, this is Ryan Clements. What's up? This is what I sound like. All right. Who do you want me to do first, Greg or Colin?
Colin.
Colin? So the thing is about the Maury show is I don't know. I can't do
That
your
was fine. That
voice.
was a fine impression.
And Greg, let me think. God, Nick Portillo is happening.
I knew there was a yell in there.
Yeah, I can't do
That's
your guys'
good.
voices.
That's fine. That was very good.
You guys have distinct voices, but they're not easily impressionable. If that made sense.
Impersonated.
David has a question for all of us. Themes it to Ryan. I have a friend who likes Uncharted 1 better than Uncharted 2, which he didn't even finish. Should Ryan Clements come over and take his PS3?
Yeah, I think they can keep it.
Nah.
What do you feel about that shakedown? I've always said that I love Uncharted 1, and I thought Uncharted 2 followed Uncharted 1's blueprint too closely for me to be crazy excited. Like by the Uncharted 2, I was let down by, and I think it's a great game. I definitely think it's a 9.5. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. Blah 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 blah. I thought
Blah, blah,
Uncharted
blah.
1 was had so much punch to it because it was so unexpected. Kind of, you weren't, you know what I mean? Like it was this awesome game, and I thought that number 2 was just too by the numbers of what they were doing.
I like number 2 better than 1, but I think it suffers from the same quote-unquote problem that Mass Effect did, which is that without Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect would still be looked at as a much more amazing game than people look back at it on.
Yeah.
And same thing with Drake's Fortune. If Among Thieves didn't come out, then people would be like, oh, Drake's Fortune is the bee's knees. You know, but it's just those games heighten it to such a level.
Does that Ryan's passing me notes. He always does
sorry.
this, and then I just talk about him. Does it matter? He's saying we're getting short on time. Does it matter? Should I even just start wrapping it up now? Seeing as how we have the Media
wait.
Molecule interview to insert.
Oh, yeah, that'll be okay. Wait, let's read a couple more questions.
Okay, you got 2 more. Give me the pen, or I'll lose my place.
All right, do it.
Crap in a hat. I was paying attention to your thing and not the other.
No, it's no
thing.
problem. Colin, how you feeling today?
If I'm
Just brain dead?
I'm just worn out.
I
Yeah,
want
just
this
a
to be
little
the
brain
last
dead.
one.
No
Okay.
doubt about it.
Hey Ryan, what college did I go to?
What college did you go to?
Yeah.
Mizzou?
There you go. So now this question's themed to you. Hey guys, Frog Splash 45 here. Frog Splash 45.
I forgot about Frog Splash.
Long-time Podcast Beyond listener.
Haven't
now,
heard from him.
possibly one of my favorites. As you can see by the subject, I am now a freshman at Mizzou. Come on. Hi. Come on. There you go, Frog Splash 45. That's right, you clap, Colin. Don't think about it. So far, I'm loving it. However, I have yet to find friends who love with the love for PlayStation. If anybody at Mizzou is listening to this, please email back the show, beyond@ign.com. If at least one person responds, I'll start a Facebook group so we can chat and meet up. Thanks, Frog. That was
Nice.
it. I just want to make sure you got a shout out at that.
Too bad
Yeah,
you didn't go to Northeastern.
No, yeah, well, he wants to live. Go to CJ's Hot Wings in Columbia, Missouri, down on Broadway. Tell him Greg Miller sent you. My 2 friends run it now. So there you go. Here's a final wrap-up question that I thought is very good for the Ryan Clements episode.
I'm ready.
Because it encourages us as well, me and Colin. Beyond. Hey, guys. You've gone pretty far into the year, and I was wondering how you guys are doing with your New Year resolutions. If you don't remember your resolutions, shame on you, but here they are. Ryan, get in better shape. Run more. Colin, pay less attention to politics, read more fiction, be in better touch with the family, eat better, exercise more.
Yeah, that's a no on everything.
Greg, continue to dominate Colin and Trophy. Thanks for the great podcast, guys. Murphy D. Ryan, how's it going? Better shape. Run
I'm
more.
actually doing. I think I'm doing pretty solid.
You actually do it too well. Because we've talked. Many people have talked to you about this. That you are so set in your regimen that you won't bend it to come hang out.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna go to this awesome party. Oh, sorry, I gotta run tonight.
Yep. And I explained why. The case is why I don't bend my regiment.
Why is that? But I have listeners with that.
Right. All right. Yeah. I didn't want you to be bored by it. That's all.
I'm never bored when you talk.
The reason I do not, I
Unless it's
basically,
about Final Fantasy.
I basically work out like 6 times a week, but I alternate. It's only 3 days cardio and 3 days just very simple strength training, just to keep myself energy up.
You do look good, by the way, too.
Thank you. The reason I don't bend in my regiment is because as soon as you start making excuses for one thing, you can make an excuse for anything else. And there is always an excuse after work at this office to do something. There always is. There's someone's having a party, someone's going out for a drink, there's an event, there's we're gonna go get beers at the bar.
Poetry reading.
Yeah, poetry reading, everything. There's always something, and so I would always be making an excuse, and then I would never work out.
Oh, that sucks. While I'm thinking of this, sorry, I was about to say, well, you have to make an exception. Oh no, you'll be back, right? Because TGS. No, you'll be in TGS. Colin.
Yeah.
And readers. Alex the intern. You aware of this one? All right. Alex the intern, we love.
He went to dinner with us
He's
at
great.
E3.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's an awesome.
Yeah,
he's
no,
a
indeed.
huge IGN fan. He's the one who came to a meet and greet when it was Christmas break, and it was me, Jim Riley, Fran, and Scott Bromley, and I brought him back to my house, which is a terrible decision, but I did it, and it worked out in the end because he wasn't a serial killer and came to work at IGN. He's getting ready to leave. His final day is a week from Friday.
Oh.
So we will be doing an IGN meet and greet celebration goodbye for him at Eddie Rickenbacher's that Friday. Colin, I expect you to be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
No excuses. Anybody in the Bay Area who's a Podcast Beyond fan or IGN fan, feel free to come to Eddie Rickenbacher's down on 2nd and Minna. You can find us there, I guess, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, somewhere in there. We'll
That
be there
late?
celebrating.
Jeez.
You want to go earlier?
Colin's got to get his stuff done so he can go home, watch Judge Judy, and go to bed.
Set the DVR. I'll record it for you, and then you can just come over drunk and watch it.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
And then we'll have some drinks to say goodbye to Alex the intern, who we liked quite a bit. Hey, how's your New Year's resolution there going, Colin?
Oh, it's failures on all fronts.
Yeah? Pay less attention to politics.
No, that's never been worse.
Read more fiction.
I'm reading Atlas Shrugged right now, an Ayn Rand book, which is technically fiction, I guess.
Okay.
But that's
Ryan's making barf noises.
making throat
Or
noises.
faces, I guess.
But that's not good either. No.
Be in better touch with the family.
Yeah, I'm doing better about that.
Okay.
We have a new member of the family, by the way.
Who?
I have another nephew.
What's his name?
Graydon Alexander Moriarty, and he's the
Good name.
first. He's the first Moriarty. Well, we're very Gaelic, with the names.
Yeah.
Like Colin, my brother's name is Dagan. He's the first Moriarty man, which means that I don't have to worry about having a boy and carrying the name on anymore.
Oh, nice.
Isn't
All right,
that
now
nice?
you can just go back to trophy hunting.
Yeah, exactly.
Get rid of your girlfriend. What
yeah.
do you care?
Yeah, that's it.
You don't need
Done.
personal relationships.
By the way, now I just realized since my girlfriend always listens to these episodes, and she's a big Ayn Rand fan.
Oh, now you've outed yourself.
Yeah.
Do you usually pretend to like these books?
No, I don't,
Okay.
and she knows that I don't like them. But the vomit faces were just a kind of a joke.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
She likes Atlas Shrugged.
She does.
Well, I
think.
was talking to someone about it at
I'm remembering
at
correctly.
the wedding or whatever, and I was like, I read excerpts of it in college, but the book's like 1,200 pages long, So I'm like, but it sounds so good, and I was like, it really was intriguing when I got to play around with it in politics classes and stuff. So I'm just gonna read the whole thing. So I went and bought it.
One quick aside. When you keep saying Atlas Shrugged or whatever, I keep thinking of Rand McNally. Remember those books?
Yeah.
They were maps.
They weren't books at all.
Eat better, exercise. How's that going?
I'm
For
eating,
a while, you stopped doing fast food, and we see you're already planning on going to McDonald's
yeah,
today.
I'm eating less.
Okay.
I can tell you that. I mean, my caloric intake's not as much.
Okay.
And I think my gut's gone down a little bit.
Probably.
I was
You
looking.
looked good in that Top Gun thing when we took our shirts
Yeah,
off.
thank you.
Yeah, you looked fine, man.
Yeah, that was a
Of
funny.
course, you were next to me, so I'm sure it wasn't.
But you were probably sucking it in a little bit.
I always kind of actively suck it in. I don't even think I realize I'm doing
I
it.
think everybody does.
But I think I was looking at pictures of. Remember when we did IGN for Haiti so long
Yeah.
ago? And I was looking at a picture of me with like the Sackboy arms and like a assault rifle and stuff like that. Man, I was fat then. So I
Yeah.
think I'm doing like a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then mine, continue to dominate Colin in trophies. I'm still ahead. And
You
it's still there's still a margin there.
There's a big margin.
But that's one of the things of why I'm platinum. Well, I'd platinum Spider-Man no matter what. But I have to keep, and that's why I want to focus next week. I'm polishing off some gems I've left hanging there.
Right.
Because you're at what now? 34.
15 and 37.
Level 15, 37%. I am level 16, and I think I'm up to 16 and
Yeah, something like
17.
that. That's a
right
pretty
there.
big buffer, but it's about as small as it's been in a long time.
Exactly. Exactly. You're closer than ever. I can hear you. You come over every day and point at my screen and say something.
Yeah, I did. I brought up my profile on your screen today. I made you look at it.
All right, that's the end of Reader Mail.
You guys crack me up.
As promised, special segment, free stuff. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Reader F Sharp, that's his PSN name, I believe. F Sharp says, hey, you want 2012? Here it is. 468C HQ B3 NTQ8.
But that was for a what?
2012, the movie. John Cusack. They get better.
I hope so.
The giveaways, not just that thing. Yeah, these are all winners from here on out. God of War, the demo is out, kind of. PSN people can get it, or PSN Plus people can get it off there, but then normal people at PAX, they could get vouchers for it. A lot of people got vouchers at Pierce, they didn't need them, so they're passing them along to you who didn't make it to PAX or aren't a PSN Plus member. So, Andy says, here's one. 4FPR, E4B7, E9PG. Here's Will's, TJ69, DHBL, M8MN. Skies Alive has 2 somehow. DRQK, 2GB6, ENHE, new one, DKR9, LHBT, HEFG. Hey, there's Mohammed. 7H, 5B. Nobody thought that was funny? Okay, you're laughing. I just didn't see it. 7H, 5B, H5BH, GDML. Hey, it's Geo. He dances on the sands. 9JFL, 3GBF, T8TH. Hey, it's Caleb, but not Caleb Lawson. PG9F, 7BBN. I mixed up the cadence there to throw him off. 4M8J. Here's a cool one. I don't think even Colin has this, maybe. I have it because I registered on the site. I didn't want to miss it. Infamous 2 concept art theme.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah, you have to get a code for it. It's actually really cool. I enjoy mine.
I'm just going to use this code.
Okay. This is from Kilva Skills.
I think I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Oh, there you go. He should have given you one. A8NT, LHB8, D8CL, new one, EJLA, TPBQ, E6DK. That was some free stuff.
Who loves you?
Podcast Beyond, a whole bunch of readers who
Beautiful.
are just getting stuff they don't want.
Also, I would like to say,
Yeah.
thank goodness that we do not have those long-ass Microsoft
Oh, my
360
God.
codes,
We would have
right?
done one, yeah.
Yeah.
And normally we would give away something like one a show. This one, like I said, I'm rewarding you for listening to Ryan Clements if you weren't into Ryan Clements. Now you should be, though, because you know so much about him.
Correction. Thank God we don't have those Microsoft Xbox 360s.
Oh, snap! Vampire Strike!
Oh, there it is. It's back. It's returned.
It never left. We were just waiting. That's it for Reader Mail. That's it for free stuff. What do we got for Editor Beatdown? Nothing. We never have anything for Editor Beatdown. it's review season. There's too much going on.
Yeah.
PSN hit. What do you got for me?
You know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
You know how you want me to take charge sometimes?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. We're not doing a hit this week.
No hit
You
this
want to
week.
know why? Oh. All right. The reason is because I think that Hit of the Week has become something that is not special anymore.
Oh, no.
And I think people still want it, but I question how much activity it gets. And so I'm going to now make it a non-weekly segment. So when people do get Hit of the Week, it is special and people are on that hit.
I think it's a good idea because I was distressed after I was learning that some of these hits of the week people weren't.
I talked
Yeah.
to somebody at PAX,
Bush
and he
League.
got a hit of the week, I think, in like the 100 and teens episodes, and he said he got like 3 hits. So
Yeah.
people aren't doing it anymore.
Yeah, so here's what we got to do. Everybody sit back and take a good long look at yourself in
This
the
is what
mirror.
you've done, Podcast Beyond fan base.
No more hits of the week until you guys shape the hell up.
Yeah.
Come on, 3 friend requests?
Yeah, terrible. There are more
A
than 3
lot
of you out
listen
there.
to this.
Yes.
We need to man up a little bit.
Man up.
Remember,
or
you can send
woman up
podcast
if you're a
questions
girl
to
listening.
beyond@ign.com.
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 Ryan
All right,
Clements
let's
is-
go. Tournament winners, anything?
No tournament winners.
All right, then. Moving right along. Follow us on the Twitter. I am Game Over Greggy. That's also my PSN. You're welcome to message me. I delete friends now who are over a week inactive, just like Colin.
Nice.
So you never know. Don't send me some, hey, will you add me? No, because that's not how it works. You have to try to request me and see if you slip through the gate.
That's the thing too. I respond to people when they ask those things, and I feel bad or whatever. But the game's not going to change. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, I'll go on Facebook and I'll be like, there's a friend spot open or whatever, then people know. But it fills up, even if I don't say anything in a few hours. So
Exactly.
you got to play the game.
You gotta play.
So you're Moriarty -IGN.
Yes.
That's you on the PSN.
Uh-huh.
You're No Taxation on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't really use the Twitter. You can still use me find me on Facebook though.
Okay.
Appeal to heaven.
You can find me on
Yeah.
Facebook too.
I need to do a special little
here we
call
go.
out here. I am a little disappointed in the Beyond audience and that they
Man,
have,
you are taking these kids to task
yeah,
today.
well,
Well, that's
And
all right.
I know
You
you're
gotta
not
do
all
gotta
kids.
shape up.
You got to do.
I'm very happy because I have more than I think the average person does on Twitter, but I have about 2,000 followers right now.
Killing you.
Which pales in comparison to even my own Facebook, pool of friends that I have readers. I need you people.
Not everybody's
to
made the
follow
jump.
me on Twitter. Well,
That's the thing.
I made the jump. If I can make the jump, anybody can
I'm
make
impressed
the jump.
that I have so many IGN followers. On my IGN, I have like 12,000 people following me. In Twitter, it's like a little over 6,000 now, and then I broke Facebook, so 5,000.
Right. If you want to follow me on Twitter, and I suggest you do because I am not annoying, and I try and keep everything interesting and relevant as much as possible, if that's possible on Twitter. You can follow me at Pwam Cider. That's Pwam Cider, all one word.
Do you think you're not getting as many followers because your name's not like connected yet to your name? Kind of like, your PSN people knew, your Facebook people knew. Game Over Greggy has been with me for a long time now.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
We'll see. But Pwam Cider is a name they should remember.
Now they will not be able to forget it. All right, so yeah, do all that. Follow IGN on Twitter at IGN.
That's probably more
Please
important.
read IGN.com too. Don't just listen to the podcast and then go ride your hoverboards off into the sunset. This has been Podcast Beyond. The Ryan Clements episode.
Yes.
Ryan, what do we got to play us out today? Remember, send your questions to beyond@ign.com. You can also send songs to beyond@ign.com.
Yeah, if you want to be played. And even though Mike might not have wanted to be played on the show, I liked this cover that he did. He did a cover of A Day in the Life, a famous Beatles song. He did just a really quick little acoustic thing that I enjoyed. So I thought I would play that. It would be a nice, relaxing way to end the show.
There's also a 2-player co-op press start music video nowadays. Try to find that one.
So
on the
good.
YouTubes.
Yes.
Danny Weissner, that's what you said, right?
Wiesner.
Weisner.
Weisner. Hello, Danny Weisner.
We gave him a start. We made that song.
I would not like
We
to say
made that song.
It required
Beyond show over.
I control the computer.
I can hit the space bar anytime I want.
No. No, that music video is totally adorable. I really like. Did you get a chance to watch it yet?
Yeah.
Did you love it?
You text messaged me when I was at PAX. I'm like, I can't see this from here.
Well, I know, but I thought I was excited about it.
I have since then watched it. I was afraid to do it though, because like when I listen to it, I have my own vision of what they look like and stuff, and I was afraid to see what they look like.
I think they're very attractive people.
That's not my problem. They're not like elephant men and women. Platypuses singing.
All right. Hey, how long was that interview that we listened
10 minutes.
to? All right. Well, let's see how that goes. Beyond.
Beyond.